So I advise people when talking about abortion to listen to the arguments of those who are pro-choice with charity, with open mind, open heart. Listen for any truth they might be articulating, affirm that truth, but then always bring that back to the reality that abortion is the killing of a child in the womb, and that's what we're talking about. Another common slogan that you'll hear is women's rights are human rights. And when we hear that, it should be so easy for us as Catholics to affirm that. Of course, women's rights are human rights. Women are human beings made in the image of God. They're equal in dignity to men, and they deserve every right that a man has in our society. And we should be right there on the front lines fighting for women's rights. But what we're talking about when we're talking about abortion is the killing of a child in the womb. Is that what it requires for women to have full and equal rights in our society? Are you saying that they need to have the freedom to kill a child in their womb? That's a ghastly thought, to think that that's what it takes for society to recognize equal rights for women, the death of an innocent child. I reject that idea. There's a better way. There is obviously a better way, especially considering that, at least half, probably more, of the 60 million children who have died in America since Roe v. Wade in 1973 have been girls, have been females. What about their equal rights? What about the women who are forced into abortion by the men in their lives that don't want to take responsibility for their actions? What about the women in our society who are assaulted by men or forced into having sexual relations by men who know in the back of their mind that I can always force her to get an abortion. In that way I don't have to be responsible for the child that I'm conceiving. How does any of that support equal rights for women? Do women deserve equal rights? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a long way to go in our country, towards recognizing that? Yeah, for sure. And Catholics should be advocating for anything that would give women better and equal rights than they have right now. But that does not mean the death of a child. It cannot mean the death of a child. That's ghastly, it's gruesome, and it's a grave injustice to suggest that that's what it takes for women to have equal rights in our country. There's always a better way.